What's up, carnivores? Zach here with American Smoke, and today I'm going to show y'all how to make a extremely tender, extremely pulled apart pork butt. There's a lot of different ways to cook a pork butt, and each one's going to give you a different texture, which is sort of what defines the results of a pork butt. A lot of people like just that super ooey gooey, tender bite, and today we're gonna learn how to do that. So let's go ahead, get into that video right now. Before we get into this video, I want to talk to y'all about a little giveaway that I'm doing today. Today we're going to be trying out a new meat probe from the MeatStick company. They sent me this out, want me to try it out. We're going to give it a shot. We're also going to be using seasoning that I've featured on the channel before, Grill Glitter Pork Seasoning. All you got to do is like this video and invite one of your friends or 2,000 of your friends. Every friend you invite to this channel to subscribe get you another entry to win some delicious seasoning and a really cool meat probe. Hopefully they're a barbecue interested friend. Don't just invite everybody. This is a barbecue channel. We want barbecue minded people, cooking type folks. You know what I'm talking about. Y'all go ahead, take care of that. Help me grow the channel. Maybe win you some cool stuff. Let's go ahead and get into how to have a super ooey gooey butt. That sounds gross, but we're gonna do it anyway. So we've got a chunky butt from Prairie Fresh. Picked this up at the grocery store. Actually, my wife picked it up for me. Thank you, honey. This is already trimmed. All that's really is on it is the fat cap, and we're gonna be leaving this on here. Okay, so there's really nothing too special about how to prep this thing beyond how you normally would do it. But if you're new to barbecue, this is gonna kind of teach you how it works. Just get some of that excess moisture off the top. If you wanna trim off any big chunks of fat, you can. The bigger chunks will not render down really, but we're just gonna hit that up with a little bit of olive oil, just a little bit of extra salt. I don't think you can really over salt a pork butt. It's such a thick chunk of meat. The Grill Glitter pork isn't necessarily high in sodium. You're looking at only 2%. So you feel free to add a little bit of salt. But if your cardiologist told you, hey man, you're turning into a salt lick and your heart's gonna explode, maybe it's time to dial back on the salt and go with the rich flavor that the Grill Glitter pork seasoning provides. Why didn't God give us 3 hands? He knew we were gonna be making barbecue. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Like, he knew we were gonna be making barbecue, and somehow we only got 2 hands. You ever think about that? Man, how awesome would it be to have an extra hand every once in a while? Now we're gonna be putting on a little bit of 16 mesh black pepper. So if all you wanna do is go salt and pepper on a pork butt, you're gonna have yourself some Texas style pork, but we're gonna be adding on that Grill Glitter. This large grit black pepper also helps to pick up a little bit of smoke. You know, if you think about the surface being smooth, you know how they make the surface of sports cars really smooth? That's because they want air to flow over it without friction. If you was to cover a Lamborghini with 16 mesh black pepper, it would have a lot more friction. I can promise you that. Of course, I grabbed the giveaway bottle. This one's not opened. We're gonna put a healthy dose of this on here. It's got a lot of herbs and things like that in it. Let's see what it says. We're looking at granulated onion, garlic, black pepper, salt, sage, thyme, lemon zest, honey powder, cane sugar and honey, and celery seeds. So if you know much about any of those things, you know that they all are rich in flavor. Like I said, you really can't over season a pork butt. I mean, unless you're trying to over season. I mean, of course you could like wild out and put the whole bottle on there. It probably wouldn't stick, but you know what I'm saying, man. This is gonna have a kind of a unique color to it. What I'm used to more on pork seasonings is, you've got some paprika, maybe a little cayenne in there, stuff that gives it that kind of a red tone. And so this is gonna be a lot different than what I'm used to. So it's gonna be kind of fun. You smell it, you know it's gonna taste good. Smell test first is always a good policy. Now what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna score this fat cap just a little bit. That's just gonna open that fat up and let some of these seasonings kind of melt down in there. And you can do this however you like, but this is gonna open up and it's gonna look really cool. Make sure you don't cut too deep, so be aware of the sharpness of your knife. For anyone that's curious about this knife and hasn't watched some of my other videos, this is the Poly Collection knife and is actually made by the same exact person that creates the Grill Glitter seasoning. So if you want to support Grill Glitter and this channel, I'll leave an affiliate link down below to the knives and the seasonings. So if you don't happen to be the one that wins it, you can still go over to their website and get the hookup, try it for yourself. Because I know when you see somebody making food with something and you don't get to taste it, you're just so curious about, man, what is that life like right there? We're gonna let that sweat on for about maybe 7 to 10 minutes, and then we're gonna be putting it onto the smoker. Today we are smoking this in a cherry bomb. Basically, I've got cherry pellets from Camp Chef in the Camp Chef Woodwind Pro, and we're gonna be burning cherry wood chunks from the B&B brand, and it's just gonna be a delicious cherry smoked Grill Glitter seasoning pork butt. So it's gonna be great. Y'all stick around and we'll get into all that here in just a minute. All right, so we are at the point in this cook where I'm gonna put in my MeatStick X. I had to leave it on this charger for a few hours because it was brand new and it needed at least 4 hours to charge. And so we've hit that 4-hour mark. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this into this pork butt so we can start monitoring the internal temperature. One thing I like about this meat stick is that it does have a very pointed tip, which you don't see in some of the other meat thermometers. The base is magnetic. We're just gonna put this somewhere close. Hopefully I don't hit a bone. And they do want you to stick this one all the way up to the point. So it's not like the meter where you've got a line. The ambient temperature reading is here. That's pretty much all there is to it. You want to keep your base within about 6 feet of the probe, and that extends your range out to 260 feet. Let's get this thing closed up. So the meat stick has us at 170 degrees internal, and that means that we are hitting the stall. It looks phenomenal. We've picked up some really good bark. You can just see that the color and texture is phenomenal. Now we're gonna go ahead and get it wrapped up. All right, so if you get your hands onto a pork butt at this stage, you're gonna be kind of surprised because it feels extremely firm. So I don't know if you like firm butts or not, but it's gonna feel mighty firm. Really all we're gonna do here is we're gonna dump just a little bit of this apple cider vinegar and orange juice mixture over the top of this, just to put a little extra moisture into the pan. Now at this point you can just wrap it up entirely in foil. But for me, I like to just get some foil on top of it, wrap it up. So for now it's just a matter of getting it back into the smoker. Now at this point in the cook, we've been running the smoker at like 275 degrees this entire time. And that accounts a lot for the firmness that you feel because everything's tightening up and it's pushing a lot of moisture out really quickly. But now that we've got it wrapped in foil, there's gonna be a steaming effect, and that's gonna supercharge our cook time and push us through the stall. But in order to get that really tender, squishy pork, you need to slow it down and slowly render out the fat as we approach 200 to 208 degrees on this pork butt. So what we're gonna do now is turn the temperature down to 225 degrees and just let it rock until it's ready. The meat stick has sent me an alert, butt is at 200 degrees and that it will cook over into the appropriate temperature of 203 or better, and that it's time to take it out of the smoker. And so I'm gonna follow its instructions and we're gonna get it out of the smoke and let it rest for at least an hour. In other good news, the meat stick did work with the foil wrapped around it, and so I was very impressed with that. All right, so that's gonna be shutting down while this is resting, and then we'll come out and see how we did. We're at the 1 hour rest mark. We've been cooking this thing for about, I would say right at 8 hours. Y'all don't forget to tell your friends to come over to the channel, and if they subscribe, to comment on this video that they subscribed and that you sent them. And that every time somebody does that, you get entered in a chance to win the MeatStick X and that free bottle of the grill glitter seasoning. That way you can try it out for yourself and not just wonder, what is that Zach's tasting on over there? I want to taste it. Let's go ahead, get this thing open, see how we did. So the bark looks extremely good. The meat stick held in there the entire time. Got a little bit more tug to it than I thought it would. Let's see how it shreds. Wow, that is so hot in the middle. Oh my gosh. Ooh, wait, that's hot. I should have worn insulated gloves for sure. Clean removal of the bone. Not quite as shreddable as I thought it would be. Maybe should have went 250, then 225. But as far as shreddable goes, you know, obviously it's very, very shreddable. I should have put on insulated gloves. I don't know what I was thinking. Oh, it's so hot. Maybe I should have let it rest for 2 hours. That's probably what I should have done because it's still cooking. Fast pork butt, you know, it did not take no 12 to 16 hours. Simone, go to your house. Quit pestering everybody. Let's get a quick taste on this. It looks really good. Just very squishy. Not quite what I was expecting. This is actually more how I like it. More than when it's overly squishy. So I'm very pleased about this. Yeah, if you want to definitely nail the super squishy, just go 225 the whole time. Wrap it in foil when you hit the stall. That is good. Wow. That grill glitter really hit the spot. That black pepper, cherry wood, and cherry pellets. I think we nailed it. The flavor's really, really good. It's going to be really good with, I think maybe some of that Traeger sauce and some coleslaw on a sandwich. I can't wait. Make sure to share this video with your friends. Come over to American Smoked Carnivores on Facebook. It's a great group. See y'all in there. Thanks for watching. Smoke on, and I'll see y'all in the next video.